We now return to Let's Play RimWorld. This Thrumbo really seems to want to be a part of the colony, or at least it's very curious to check us out. Actually, I should have seen social impact plus 10%. Okay, 8 and so what is your new toque? Very good against the cold. So yeah, I definitely need to swap out. How do I get rid of this? I just want to know. It's almost dead, I guess. So we don't need to worry too much about it. I'm just curious, is all. We are almost researched up on batteries. This is not getting enough power. Man, Engi just sitting here. So bad. So bad. Okay, it's dipping down again. Winter's finally. The little heat wave is dipping down. We have such a good person here to use, and because of all this nonsense, she can't walk. God, what a waste. So she's bedridden and now just consuming calories, which kind of pisses me off just a little bit because that's not very helpful. Not very helpful at all. Are we almost up on beers again? Not really? Okay. So, observation of the game, for sure, is... right, okay, it is now time to... Hold that thought, please. We are going to form a caravan, and we're going to take Chase, and Chase is going to take, I guess, these simple meals? Yeah, again, we only need to take the certain amount of days because otherwise there's no point. And then choose a route going to here. So choose that route and go. And yes, it said it was 0.3 days for her, so she ought to be back in time. Colonists are now gathering and leaving. She should be back shortly. I'm curious to see what that infinite chem generator is going to be allowed to do for me. I really kind of want to... I'm just so... You know what? Okay. Here's the thing. This is the last episode of this 6-pack. We have this to go check out. We'll create an ambush. I wish I could get Engi to sit up or have another worthless person go in, because I feel like launching rockets is going to be a pretty dangerous thing to do. Anyway, as I was saying, so it seems to me that there's a lot of stuff you got to do very early on in the game. I guess checking out the season kind of depends or tells you when you're going to need to be making clothing, but you need to have a clothing stash. Okay, where's the thing? We're here to pick up what now? Item stash. Threats unknown. Is a stash of a valuable item. Okay, but there... Is it in... Maybe it's in one of these? There's an unknown threat. Maybe if we break open that chamber too, we should probably claim it first, and then we can take it apart. We're in a deserty area. That's interesting. Only so far... I mean, how did we go through winter in a cold snap if we were this close to a desert? It's less than a day away. I mean... Okay, well, it must be in there. I don't see anything else lying around, so... We will have her go do this. Oh, of course. Ambushed. Ambushed by a teenager with a bolt-action rifle and a steel club. And she has only got that. Can we get in there before she... Nope. She is now stunned. And she's dead. Got beaten to death by club. Okay, well... Probably should have known better, but Anyway. I'm not terribly broken up about it. I mean, it sucks, but I'm not terribly broken up about it, mostly just because we're about to be done here. So anyway, Grumpy is our only cook, of course. Where's Furious at? Oh, taking out the jade. Okay, that's fine, I guess. What's your deal now? Darkness. My friend Chase died. Yeah. Well, this is going to be a thing here. So yes, anyway, you need a closet, which I was not aware of. Tribalware, see, from what I read, and I just briefly read, Tribalware is supposed to be pretty good as a factor changer there, but also having a pair of pants and button-down shirt and a duster, it says, or whatever I read, said that that's pretty good for most locations. That you will factor in enough temperature. Well, I mean, what can you do? You can't get up. She's bedridden, so she's about to die, just because she'll probably be left over after we've gone and conquered all this place. So this didn't work out very well at all. Hard snow now. Okay, we can go ahead and dig that. It's been, well, no, it's been dead for 3 days. I didn't realize. What killed it? The cold, maybe? But it also seems like on this difficulty, where you're constantly bombarded by raids, building small seems to be a big thing. Especially if you're using wood. Wood is a resource that seems to just go and go and go, and you are constantly having to resupply it. Now, there is a mod, I know, that allows you to do sort of mundane things automatically. So you can set your colonists to chop wood as they require it. Hide in a room. Grumpy is hiding in his room. This happened because of his poor mood. The final straw was being in minor pain. Oh, fuck. So we need Grumpy to get out of his slump here. And this damn thing needs to be, as soon as Furious is, you know what, no. Need wood. See what I'm talking about. This is bad. So, from what I've seen of other people's Let's Plays, the first thing they actually go for is solar and a battery. They don't generally go through this, or if they do, it's very, very temporary. They just sort of brute force their way to research of batteries and solar panels, which, given the amount of research requirement, yeah, with a good researcher, you'd probably get there at a decent rate. Electricity is overwhelmingly one of the first things that you require, because you need that first summer, and maybe it's only in this biome. I mean, you know, you get to a different biome, maybe it's different, but that first summer is brutal, and so you need those coolers. And then I guess that gives you enough time then to plan for getting the heater and your winter clothing and swapping that out. Grumpy, how long is he going to hide in his room? Forever? Probably. He has no food, so he's going to die. Well, that's going to fuck things up, because I kind of wanted him to grab this rocket launcher so we could go open the coffin. If he's going to die of starvation, that's not going to help me. Engi here, highly unfortunate. Oh good, this overrides his nonsense. We're in a season... So this is another thing too. Winter is long and hard, and all these things that I kind of allowed to go, we need a much larger refrigeration storage area. In fact, we just need storage everywhere. It seems like there is just way too much shit that requires... Now we can make this out of jade, right? Clear all and only make jade statues. We can also make silver statues. So it's just, I don't know. I mean, there is a lot of stuff you need. I probably spent too much time. Well, I mean, there was more rubble than I think I've ever had in any other of my test plays. But I spent way too much time, I think, getting them to focus on this. And I feel like, I don't know, I mean, they spent a lot of time planting and growing, and not necessarily things we needed right away. We didn't necessarily need hops. Now, it's become a very fantastic way for me to get money. I mean, that's a pretty simple way of doing it too. But I feel like if I just focused on potatoes and rice and maybe something else, maybe the cotton for making the cloth so that you can anticipate or prepare. Leather is better though for weather, but making the cloth so you can do that stuff. Okay, who's gonna take care of that? Grumpy? No. Okay. God damn. Okay, Grumpy, can somebody please start chopping down fucking trees? Thank you. Because we need these power generators back online. And that's another thing about this game too, is that at some point, I mean, I saw my colonists go over here and resupply this damn thing. I saw that. See, like right now. But why do they wait so long? And there's other times, like, I can't talk to certain people. I'm not quite sure about all the nuances in the game. That's just... But that alone, where... I don't understand why I couldn't do anything with the prisoners. Like, you're supposed to be able to talk to them to get them to be friendlier and maybe want to join you and all that stuff. I could not talk to them. Is it just because they were tribal people? Is that a thing? Oh, good. Was that maybe why I had trouble with them in particulars? Because they were primitive people or something? I don't know. How much further along here are we? Spring isn't until April, May, so I'm assuming that's going to be 15 days each. Okay, so we're still 5 days away from the next one. Actually, given that, this is enough croppage. I mean, this is probably enough croppage. If we had that full room, we'd probably have enough food. Now, that's based upon 3 people, of course, but so maybe the 6x6 would be enough, or the 7x7. That way you get just enough. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, there's a few things that make this a little bit more difficult than need be. Another thing that I felt is really unfortunate about this, and really needs to be added, are a little bit more of the stats, like beautification, for example. From what I read briefly before doing this, marble is one of the most preferred wall types because it's just got better aesthetic. And then wood, it specifically tells you that we don't actually need this right now. Telling me that steel knife, okay. So where are you guys? We actually need you to come over here for a moment, please. And you can come over here for a moment. Let me get this shit prepared. Good, good, good. Maybe more toques we can steal. Grumpy, take care of that. Got some tribal wear. Okay, hold on. Cloth parkas and a muffalo wool down shirt. Man. I know, I mean, I hate already the whole catharsis from what, that they died? The tainted toque is still pretty bad. We can take these knives and steel clubs, at least for sale, I suppose. I wonder if you can sell tainted clothing. We will go ahead and strip them, just because I need them first. We'll hang on to the tainted clothing. Okay. We'll hang on to that clothing, just in case of an emergency where we really, really, really need a parka or something. But, yeah, I don't know. Stats and more information, especially in a game as nuanced as this. I mean, this still isn't as complex as Dwarf Fortress, I don't think. But in a game where you've got all that stuff that, I mean, I know this toggles beauty. Okay, I guess maybe this is what you're supposed to factor in. But see, it doesn't really tell me. Beauty here is 0.9, and that's because of 1 from the wall and 6 from that. I mean, is that... I'm getting 1 each out of this? See, this is not an effective way of doing this either. This is... Like, this is fine, but I would much rather have just, like, click on this, it says it's worth, you know, 1. Factor of 1 in beauty or whatever. Or comfort, or anything like that. It needs a little bit more detail so that you don't have to go to a wiki to find out how to play the game. So you can make better choices and better decisions, and maybe there's a mod for that. There's a ton of mods for this game, like a ton of mods. And it's definitely a game that you do better by... Oh, fuck, now what? Because of all this nonsense, we really need that battery. Who can do it? Intellectual. It's up to Grumpy again to handle the battery. I don't know. We're getting close. I actually do think this is enough. This, I don't know. This, again, I started this up way too large. It was taking these guys way too long to waste time planting all this stuff. And just in general, I mean, really, the first couple episodes, I just struggled to have them do too much. And I really probably should have used this a little bit more effectively. Making, like, 1 or 2 things number 1 for a while. You know, what they're really good at. And just have sort of the specified workers who are actually... more skilled at one thing or another. Maybe it would have benefited me to get some alpaca fur or something. I don't know. Try and work on that. We've got some more beer. That's pretty good. I don't know if we can even do anything with her, to be honest. I really don't. I think when we can't get her to drop it, which is ridiculous. In fact, we don't even really need her to have her shit, because we've got a heater in here. I mean, I could have her strip. She's already pretty low in mental health, but what, I mean... What's she gonna do when she goes berserk? She can't walk. So, she would not be... What is this? Uranium? Okay, I guess. But yeah, so this is a game that I definitely... Oh, Muffalo herd came in. Nice. Definitely think you need to play a bit of, and just kind of learn through several iterations, which is probably kind of intentional, but it's definitely... Fuck. Definitely not a game that... I think you can do well in right away without a little preparation, without knowing a little bit of what you're doing. Just because, especially if you're doing this, where you got invaders and events. I did start on just the peaceful mode, just to kind of get an idea of the controls and the basics, but that's definitely not enough. Here we can sell some beer. We can just start hoarding money for no goddamn reason. Medicine, though, is something we do need, so we'll get that, and I guess we can trade for some beer there. Good trade. So we do kind of need some of that. So now that we have fewer people, I think we can probably lower this down to, say, 20 again. We can get that off. Micromanagement also seems to be something that is really heavily required. I definitely think, though, I want to find that mod that makes them do mundane tasks like chop down trees so that they always have a certain amount of wood or whatever, because keeping these going is a real pain in the ass. But again, I think finding more effective power sources early on is probably an important part of the game, and then just going long term. I mean, there were a few missteps along the way, for sure. Like opening a vault full of killer robots early on. Probably didn't do me too many favors right away, but you know, like I said, the game kind of seems to reward starting small and growing out. So like having big specialized buildings and nice layouts of anything. Everybody's games of this look the same. Actually, most people's look like, well, Dwarf Fortress. Everyone builds into a mountain or just has this gigantic complex of whatever, and there is a warg on the loose. That is not good. But we can go ahead and take that, I guess. Maybe. Maybe we can actually tame this one. Should we try? Probably not. We have some jade statues now. Do we not? No? No? Are you even trying? I don't even know. I don't even know what they're doing. But, yeah, I mean, at least they're keeping this stuff clean, and that's something that is pretty important, really, to let everybody know that you kind of need to have cleaning going on for the moods and all that stuff. And I don't know, I don't like this either, because, you know, the left to right prioritization thing, I would much rather have individual arrows, like when you can do, you know, the work bills and then move them up and down. I would much rather have that here as well, where you can say, okay, for Grumpy, and that's kind of what these 1, 2, 3, 4s are meant to do, but, you know, for Grumpy, you know, I would rather have priority 1 cooking be ahead of, you know, bed rest or whatever. And again, you can go up to the 1, 2, 3, 4 and you can make that happen. That's how that works, because then it'll cycle through your 2s and your 3s and 4s, whatever. But I don't know, waiting for them to do this, and it's really actually kind of weird the way it works too. I mean, you've got like hauling and cleaning way at the end, and maybe that doesn't seem important, but I don't know, that's it feels like it might be important. We're gonna have inferior medicine for a while. We're gonna have to probably research a better way to do that. Drug production, medicine production, there you go. Yep, that's exactly how that works. Okay. Batteries are done. Good. So now, let's go back into carpet making, because I want that stuff to start looking good. Then we'll go into production of things and stuff. Putting this out here is not good, so we also need to make a roof. So it protects those. Good. Now we have a battery. Now maybe we can actually keep the power on for a full day around here. Really, you know, that must be very wasteful. However much power it uses from the grid. They're nice, I guess. Well, let's see what beauty does for these. Why is this? Must just be quality then, right? So this standing lamp doesn't necessarily have its own. Yeah, quality obviously matters too for that. So maybe it's worth more to. I mean, let's get rid of this, and then look at this. This is a good dresser compared to a normal dresser. Okay, it does show comfort levels. Is that the same as beauty, though? So, what? Is it good to just maybe, like, create until you get at least, like, normal or good or something like that, and build up skill? So, like, in this situation, it's poor. It gives me 68 beauty, but it's poor. I mean, I guess I could install at least one of these. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really... It takes baby steps. It takes growing. It takes... You've got to have one iteration, and then, you know, bulk up, and then wait for a raid or two or whatever, and then you expand again. And the game adapts, obviously. We've been getting stronger raids so far, but... Oh, he finally tended to him. Oh, is that why it wasn't... We had no medicine? Is that why we were... Well, fuck. Is there a way to plant those? Heal root, yes, but nobody has that level of growth. And that's another thing too, is I would like to be able to just click on like a colonist tab and see everybody's stats the same way you can build up a work thing. I mean, why is that not here? Or am I just being stupid? Is that... I don't know. I don't know where it is. If it's here at all. But it seems like a colony button, so you can just, at any point, check on everybody's health, their skills, all of that. Like, their mental break. Yeah, it just... Okay, we actually do have a level 8. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on that. I mean, it's not going to be useful to the Let's Play, but... That would be good. Replanting our food. So yeah, definitely at 3 people, this size is adequate, and it might even be adequate for 4 people. But you really have to have a full-on refrigerated area otherwise. But so I don't know. I like the game because I like Dwarf Fortressy type games. But it's definitely a game where I feel like I'm going to need more time with it to obviously get better at it or be good at it. But I don't know. I don't know how... There's got to be like a build order that is the most effective way to do this. Because right now, like, especially around episode 3, I'd say, I felt like I was really just spinning my wheels. Like, by the time I got anything accomplished, someone was injured, or cold, or the power was going out, or whatever. Like, I was spending too much time trying to maintain, and not enough time being able to go forward. I mean, obviously, right now, we're going forward. I have another awful sculpture that I can install. We've got a full inventory of stuff. Getting weaponry out would be probably pretty good. I mean, it's just, you know, we finally got the tavern going, and that has helped moods considerably. I don't know, I just, guess I'm just going to have to do another playthrough again at some point, but probably not necessarily in this format. Like, once I get good at the game, and God knows when that'll ever be, but if I ever get good enough at the game to feel comfortable to do something like a challenge, I mean, there are some crazy challenges from people who are actually very competent at the game, but maybe that would kind of be worth doing something with that. You know, and like, just making, well, you know, again, it seems to, the game seems to reward making very specific steps, like very small steps. Staying within here, for example, is sort of the barracks for a while before spending all this time building apartments and getting them all jacked up, and you know, because the resources it requires really is outrageous. Having each individual bed and all this stuff, it really did just kind of hurt, I feel. I got myself bogged down in too many things, and the way the game works, my colonists just weren't focusing on what I needed them to focus on. which actually kind of surprised me a bit, and because my previous attempts at this weren't really that bad. I was actually doing pretty good, and that's kind of why I started the Let's Play when I did at my level of experience with the game, because I thought, okay, I have the basics down. The tutorial does take you through some stuff, and then with a little bit of added knowledge, you can get pretty far. Oh, the Thrumbo has disappeared, I just realized. Thrumbo's disappeared, and I just heard something dying, so something's out there. Is that warg still out killing stuff? Probably. But, oh, an Angle. Angle must have had food poisoning, yep. Yeah, that warg is out there killing something. Oh, the Muffalo. Okay. But, so in my previous attempts, it was less of a hassle because I was playing on the peaceful mode. Those events that do come in really do screw you up early. I mean, they completely disrupt the flow, and getting mangled really... Oh, hey, we can keep going. Really puts you out for a while. I guess I got kind of lucky in that everyone survived for a while until I sent someone off to their doom. But, I mean, especially after the robots and the stabbing and just like all those wounds and stuff, I seriously thought it was over episode 1 and episode 2 was going to be a new colony, but we survived. And the struggles happened, and things can't be undone, unfortunately, but yeah, I probably should have recognized that as being a trap. Gotten people a little bit more prepared. I don't know if Grumpy probably would have... Well, I mean, first of all, what I should have done is taken off all the armor from Grumpy and given that to our expedition. But, that's part of a frustration. I think I brought that up, that you can't have armor as a separate clothing. I mean, there's obviously he's got the flak vest as an outer. It's middle layer, okay? So that's skin layer, so that's base layer then. But then like those flak pants, those are skin and middle. Okay, so if that's the case, why, when I swapped him out, did he drop his stuff and not wear flak pants over? See, I guess I don't get all the little things that are in here. That is what hurt me here. Uranium. Okay. Well, transport pod. A relationship. An inventor named Tammy is crashing in a transport pod. If she survives, she'll be badly wounded. She's not affiliated with any faction. She has a relationship with Furious. It's Furious, his wife. Furious probably better get up there and help. You can capture her? Well, surely she'll stay, though, right? Oh god, she's gonna get eaten by the warg. Okay, well this is an interesting development. What's your gear? Nothing? Oh, she's got enough. Good temperature range, she'll survive the winter. Or the spring as it is. See, the spring's happening now, so maybe now we gotta go turn off all of our... Now there is a switch, right? So... But can you make different conduits to connect to different things? I mean, if you lay out your buildings separately, I suppose, with different conduits, well, not necessarily, though, because the thing about the power is that they operate at a certain distance from a conduit, so... I was going to say, though, we've struck silver ore. Well, of course we have, because that's exactly why I was having them do this. We can have them cancel this, though. Because they don't need to be taking any of that stuff. What was I saying? So I was thinking of like a switch. So like you could set up heaters on one switch, one circuit, and then you could set up your coolers on another, so you don't have to to manually go through. Because when your colony gets gigantic, I can only imagine it's a pain in the ass. And that's probably what vents are for. If you make a good heating cooling system and actually just make one gigantic clump compound, it probably works best. But, you know, I feel like that's kind of just boring, really. Just make all these interconnected rooms and with corridors and all that stuff, and you're just making some gigantic complex. Like, making each individual little house and all that stuff would be kind of cool. Like, especially for the fields here, you know. At some point it might be better, depending on how much you get and the size of your colony, just to have like a little shed next to every field so that you can stash all your crops throughout the day, or throughout the season. Oh my god. And of course we're out of wood, right? Because we're always out of wood. But, oh, well, look at that. Tammy is now available. So, she is good at what? Crafting, and medicine, and social, and intellectual. She's a teetotaler, psychopath, but she's a careful shooter. She was a medieval lordling. Good job, Furious. And an inventor. Item stash quest. Bionic arm and an incendiary launcher. It's guarded by 3 enemies. Absolutely not. So, crafting and animals, okay. So if we go in here and go to Tammy, and we can make her probably a warden. She's okay at being a doctor, so she should probably be a doctor. She wants to learn being a doctor, is what I should say. And research, surprisingly, she's bad at, even though she's an inventor. Doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense. Bed rest, I suppose. Basic stuff, we'll have everybody do that. But she is a crafter, so we'll have her do that. She's also a constructor, even though she doesn't have... What the fuck? Why would it give, like, super high levels of that, and she doesn't like doing it? That makes 0 sense. Oh, there's crafting right over there. Never mind. This is constructing. We won't have her waste time with that. And she's going to have to be a researcher because now we have one less researcher. But, okay. She has no weapon. She picked up a cowboy hat. Cowboy hat. She's better at shooting, but we don't really have that. So what's our best club? 4.8. 5.2, 5.8, 7.5. Why don't you grab the magical staff of whatever? The wooden mace there. Okay. So she's still in bad condition, apparently. Blood loss is moderate. She'll get better. She's going back to bed. Okay, you are. Good. But yeah, seriously, it's like at the beginning of every day, you need to go chop wood. Just to keep your power generators going. Chem fuel, if I could learn how to do chem fuel, could probably make that a little bit more efficient, a little bit better. This new development with Tammy here. Oh, well, what that means now is we're gonna need to make a different suite. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually now going to just deconstruct that and that. And we could potentially move this. We'll just reinstall this down here. Because we are going to have to make a double bed. Whoa! Fire! Fire! Is that what a group of travelers just did? What the hell happened? There's a fire in the home area. Okay, fine, but what the hell blew up? What caused that? Oh, lightning. Most likely it was lightning. That means that can be turned back on, which means that this can probably be turned off. Maybe not right now, though. Let's keep that turned on. Another fucking fire. Okay. Tattered apparel. Tammy is wearing tattered apparel. Is she? So badly damaged. Well, okay, but that must be this, I guess? No, it's 100 of 100. So I guess it's the parka. The parka is bad. What do we have here? Nothing for you. So you're probably suffering from ratty apparel. It's 44%. I mean, that's just barely less than half. Like, what? I don't get it. And of course, we can't probably have her. See, if we did this, if we got someone doing their work there. Okay. So I'm gonna stop for a moment. Floor. Then we need to go to structure, marble, and wooden door. And actually that floor needs to continue to there. This can be reinstalled to here. This can be reinstalled to here. This can be reinstalled to here. And we can do furniture, double bed. I know, oh shit. Fine, we'll just do that. We will actually have this reinstalled to, say, here. And this can be reinstalled to, say, here. Okay. So this will be set to Tammy and Furious. And now they have a lovely bedroom together. We are probably going to have to put in a vent here. I was going to have it kind of go towards its own connection, but there. Now at least they... What? Oh. They must have to replace that, so that whole section of the wall was actually just a gigantic vent. That's gonna suck. And he is gonna hear the love making through the vent and just be tormented by it because she can't do anything. How do you even fix this? I mean, can you fix it? Is she just done? I don't get that either. Moving is enhanced, so why is she down? What's and it says nothing about her legs. I don't get what's going on. I don't get why we can't get her out of bed. It's really dumb, actually. I don't really... Tammy must clearly not be fully healed yet. When are we going to run out of this stuff, I wonder? Restrict, assign, drug policies, teetotaler. So she will not take it, interestingly. More compacted steel. Okay, we don't need that. And the electricity just continues to fumble. Is this even connected to no. Okay. Now it's part of the grid. So now we might actually be able to store some energy. So now we do appear to be having a little bit of trouble there. Oh, except we're almost grown, so we'll see, I suppose. Here is a turkey. Why don't we hunt a turkey? Fire. Furious is on fire. And it's raining, so I don't really understand why... Christ. Now I know... So, power conduit, right? Being outdoors and all. Would it be better? I mean, this waterproof conduit says it's under shallow water, but does that include rain? A party. Grumpy's throwing a party. Good. Once again, Engi will not be allowed to take part. Oh, yes, and then we want this set to medical. What now? Furious is fully healed. Finally, I guess. The only thing is that he's addicted to this, this drug. Low on medicine, again. Because we had to come in and take someone. And low food. Well, a way to work on that, I suppose, is harvesting some of the berry bushes. But these would also be ready to harvest, so why are we not harvesting those? Those seem like they're ready. Incapacitated refugee. There's a sleeping mechanoid in the area. And we'd have to go the hard way. Almost a day to get there, so we're not making any food. That's something else too. I'm gonna have to figure out. I imagine the different types of food, the different levels of food, make it last longer. But we'd definitely have to figure out some sort of field rations that would last for more than 2 days, because that severely restricts our ability to travel for extended periods of time. Engi is continuing to be in a foul mood because, obviously, she was depressive to begin with, but she's just not able to do anything, and that is awful. Like, I don't get why we can't get her out of here. To be completely honest, I have no idea what's going on with that. We are very low on food. So would someone please be a little bit more proactive? Maybe I've just got too much going on with people again. I mean, it's like... These potatoes are almost grown. I think we'll just harvest them early. God, that's not how that worked. But really what we need now is meat. Again, we've got this turkey that is hunted. Hunting is not a high skill for anybody? I guess not. 8 out of 20. 6.5 out of 20. Put it on you. Get that and get some meat. There. Now somebody haul this, please. Go make some food out of it. Okay. Now we got some charge in that battery. That's good. Hopefully it'll keep the lights on for the evening now. It's probably something I should have worked on really early. Again, like either solar power or wind power. Wind power, do you start with wind power? Or is that some early research? I think you might actually start with wind power. So, kind of doing what we did here with fuel, but supplementing wind instead of the solar with some batteries. Maybe that should be the first research project. Because that would actually make a lot more sense. Go to, say, battery, beer brewing, carpet making, smithing, not necessarily machining, but the ability to start making weaponry and armor is probably you know, and then guns, obviously, you want to go through and all. And then maybe come back and do drugs so that you can do better medicine. So maybe beer brewing for the production of something you can sell, and then go straight to drug production, medicine production. I don't know. There are likely options. Luxuriantly comfortable. Good, good. Again, faulty conduits. Or is that an old one? Can we just be free of these fucking tribespeople for a moment, please? Are they even wearing anything? No. They got some psychite tea. We will be taking that. I'm going to restrict that, however. Well, I have. I've allowed them to take this because I've given them the addiction, but we will definitely not be allowing them to maintain that. So, let them come. Okay. Time to get up. Everybody needs to get in place. Tammy is doing great. She is super, super happy. She's honestly happy. Decent dining room, decent bedroom. She attended a party. She loves her husband. She's got a minor passion for the work she's doing. She's extremely comfortable. She got rescued and has very low expectations. Beauty is at half. She loves it here. She might die. But we're going to find this out here. See, now this is not giving me very... because I'll have to end up waiting here. Whoa, you motherfuckers. Okay, we want you to come over to here. We want you to come over to here. And Tammy, why don't you come over here too? Okay, Furious. Now's the time to stay put. Why would you try and arrest the colonist? Okay, we got one. And they're fleeing. Well, no. Stay. We want to try and get there. Tammy, on the other hand, can probably be fine with that. Maybe Tammy can go... She has no constructing skill, so of course not. But Grumpy... That was not good, Grumpy. There you go. There you go, boys. No! Stop it! Grumpy's right goddamn in front of you. Does he even have anything on him that we want? Just that tea and a knife. Alright, I think we're done. I mean, I could chase him down, but... So we gotta deal with that, and then we got... another grave. Grumpy is on his way to eat. Breakfast got interrupted. Tammy is continuing to do research. Alright. Toxic fallout. A distant chemical fire has released a plume of poison over this region. Any person or creature not under a roof will be slowly sickened by the toxic dust settling out of the atmosphere. It'll last between a few days to over a season. Well, that sounds like that's pretty much the end of the Let's Play, because... And I guess that right there is why you'd want to build a compound. I don't like that, necessarily. You know, Dwarf Fortress was definitely a mountain building game, obviously because you're dwarves, but you could have the option of building outdoors. I feel like you suffer in this game the same way. Obviously building a one-door complex is probably highly beneficial. Having a complex with, you know, entranceway traps and all that stuff to take care of anything, so you ever get invaded, you don't have to worry about it. I can see that as being beneficial. Now, for crop growing, I don't know how you do that, because as far as I know, aside from mushrooms, you can't do, cave wheat or whatever it was in Dwarf Fortress. You have to have some outdoor growing area, which I suppose you could have like a back door, and you can make a wall and all that stuff. I could make a wall around my little area here. Spread out probably too far. We didn't need this growing area, it turns out. But, I feel like the limitations of what you can do here are basically pushing you, in fact, towards, as I say, that compound, that just maze-like square that is pretty boring to look at. I kind of like the idea of making sort of a little town, trying to make like a town hall or commissary or a tavern or whatever, and making your buildings with your avenues and all that. But stuff like this, I mean, come on, what the hell? So before we all die of this toxic everything, I guess it's probably time to go ahead and let's grab some stuff. I'm gonna have you swap out for the grenade launcher, although I don't know, the rocket launcher, I should say. This does melee damage? I don't know, I just want to see it used. We're all going to die here anyway, so we may as well just go ahead and use this. Engi is going to die from starvation. That's just kind of how that is. I'm also going to have you... What are you doing? What did you just pick up? I don't know. I'm also going to have you take off that. Now, why did you drop this? Why did you drop that? Grumpy. I grab that and get rid of the flak vest. Okay, so you got that. What happened to the, okay, we got a helmet. No, what happened to my helmet? I took it off so that I could put the toque on. So what did we do with that helmet? Is it just hanging out somewhere? Fuck. Did it get stolen? Oh, that's not good. Ah, well, okay, I mean, but there's that, so we will allow that. You'd think they'd be taken to somewhere, though, right? Well, anyway, so Grumpy has got that. Does not have the rocket launcher. Pick up the damn rocket launcher. Okay, good. Tammy. Tammy has got a wooden mace, and you're going to be picking up that. You're also going to be picking up... Oh, shit. Did we sell the flak pants? Okay, I get it. Stop bouncing. Did I trade off that stuff? Was I stupid and did something like that? Or are we keeping the armor somewhere else? Did the traders come in and steal it? Well, that kind of pisses me off. Because, actually, okay, so you're wearing it. She's forced to wear it. Does that impact anything? I mean... Oh, she's wearing the flak pants. Okay, good, good. Because I would actually like her to do that. She's got that. She is currently geared up with the excellent wooden mace, which is probably the best we can hope for there. And Furious, as far as gear, I'm going to give you that masterwork revolver, or the rifle, which also now seems to have disappeared. I put it down in here. What the fuck? He swapped out, and the rifle was left in here. I saw that. Where is it now? Are you kidding me? What the hell happened? Triple rocket launcher, revolver, bolt-action rifle masterwork is being carried by her. Fuck. That's right, and I can't make her drop it either. Can I just strip her? Like, at this point, we don't really care. Is that going to get rid of the rifle as well, or just the clothing? Ah, there we go. Okay, excellent. Now I want you to come grab that. We'll leave the pistol on the table so that she can she can blow her own brains out when she's left here to die, because we are all going. We are all going away. She's sweaty. Oh, because it's spring and super hot, and we're all being dumb. Turn that off. Turn that on. Turn that back on. Turn that off. And turn that off. And go ahead and open that. And I guess we don't necessarily need to open that. We can close that. Why did I build so many of these? What was I thinking? Oh, so it was so the heat could come in here, but not... Oh, fuck. So this has been open? This has been heating this up the whole time? This needs to... we'll leave it. Whatever. Go ahead and do all that, guys. I guess we'll have Furious do it. Prioritize flicking the switch. And flicking the switch, flicking the switch. This also needs to be turned off and this turned on, and we can probably lower that to 68 degrees. That works for me. Tammy, Tammy's actually getting pretty decent at researching, I guess. Furious, why don't you also come over here? Flick the switch, flick the switch. I probably should have set mundane tasks to being a high priority too. So anyway, why we're doing all of this is because we're pretty much done. We're pretty much done here. One thing I could have done was have them all build a network of traps coming around here, but yeah, I don't think this is gonna... Well, I mean, so first of all, actually, is there a way for me to just make them drop something with that? Yes. So, okay. Furious. Come here. We're going to have you come right here, and we're going to have him drop the grenade launcher, rocket launcher. Because what I want him to do... Okay. We're going to disallow that. Now I want him to come and grab just the regular rifle. And I guess we'll let everyone sleep or something before we do this. Okay. So now you can go do whatever for a while. First thing in the morning, we're going to go and take care of business. Gonna go find out what's in that vault. So basically, I just didn't want to blow up Tammy. I think that Tammy is gonna probably die immediately, because as soon as you open the vault, like, you get attacked. So she won't have time to run away, which is unfortunate, and that's why I bulked her up with armor. I'm hoping she'll be able to run away, but we're gonna have to get the guys in here. Actually, I probably should have dropped that rocket launcher here, because he might not be able to run out the door and grab the rocket launcher and fire in. I don't know how big the explosion is going to be. That's kind of where we're at. Because otherwise, Tammy would open it, he'd fire the rocket launcher, everyone would die. And since she's in a happy mood right now, you know, like, why not just... why not completely ruin that by killing her? Okay, we definitely don't need to be making this much food again right now. What I need everybody to do, actually, is come over here. Okay. So, actually, Furious. No, Grumpy, sorry. You are going to drop that. This is now for you. Go pick this up. Come in here. Actually, come... Well, you know, it doesn't really matter, honestly. I guess I can have him cover the entranceway. So maybe I can actually drop that gun right here. Have him sit down in the entranceway while Furious kind of... Because having them come in here, I'm not sure they'll get an angle on this casket. So having him down here to shoot and... Yeah, okay, come over here. I guess I could have just left it there. It's probably good enough. So drop that. This will now be allowed. Grab that. Tammy, in here. Grumpy, in here. Furious, rather. Is he going to be better off being closer? Maybe. I don't want him to shoot his wife. But, here we go. They were going to fire at will. Maybe they shouldn't. But, open the cryosleep casket. Aha! She's dead. She's a faction of the ancients. What she got for gear? Plasteel? Pemmican? An awful shirt that is tainted by being worn. Oh, well, that is highly anticlimactic and disappointing. This is okay, though. This has happened to me before, where the caskets are dead. Can you actually see? Maybe, like, contains nothing now, obviously. Okay, fine. Doesn't say that it was damaged or anything, so... Market value of 370. So can we actually, like, deconstruct this and bring it home? I wonder. We can claim it and deconstruct it. So everybody can stand down now. That's highly disappointing, actually. Well, actually, you two can do that. This corpse can just kind of stay here because we don't need to worry about that. We'll have you... No! Not assigned to constructing. You can deconstruct that. Grumpy can come take the rifle back. Actually, no. Tammy, we need to strip you so I can take all the shit. We're going to have you prioritize stripping her, and then now we can grab all this shit. Why don't you haul that plasteel, and we deconstructed that. We were not able to take it home, which is unfortunate. And Grumpy's actually, we probably don't need that. So we'll take it. I don't know how else you move that. Could I have just hauled it, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, Grumpy, drop it. And we'll now allow. And I want you to come up here and come grab that. So, we've left Engi completely naked, and there's problems. Grumpy's having problems because his ratty apparel, he slept in the cold. He's sick, which is not great. He's also ravenously hungry. Well, shit. I was kind of hoping that we would get to finally use that goddamn rocket launcher, and I suppose we can. If we really want to. We can find that warg or something. Grumpy, major risk break. Go do something. Oh. We have a mad muffalo. Hunt it. And maybe actually we can get... So Tammy's, what, the only one who can do this? Or why can we only suddenly select? I want you actually... Well, Grumpy's actually grumpy. Maybe he'll come back and... Okay, Furious is going to run and hide? He's getting new pants. Okay. Come save your husband. This is probably gonna kill us. Yep, okay. Well, this is the epic showdown that I was not really prepared for then. In that case, Grumpy... Grumpy, why don't you come over here? We're probably going to kill Tammy with this. Actually, Furious is just down. He just needs to be helped up. Well, fuck it. Let's just see this in action here. How about? Fire at the Muffalo. What could possibly go wrong here? We got it. Toxic buildup. Oh, from the... Yes. We're all going to die anyway. I mean, this is kind of the thing here. Good job. But he used it, and it's dead now. Okay, so why don't you go equip that. And then you can maybe rescue a few people. Grumpy? Grumpy's going to die too. I mean, he's got toxic buildup, so... Who knows when this damn thing is going to go away. Lasted for 1.4 days already. It's dead. Is this... Oh, and we completely destroyed the weapon there too. Whatever. Medical emergency. Oh, yeah. Grumpy, you might want to maybe prioritize tending. Did you not? The warg. Did we not? Tammy is dead. That is not going to make Furious very happy. I mean, I probably didn't do myself too many favors there, but that was not really intended. He has no longer got a pinky. We're just going to waste all of our... I should have used it on the board. Furious is now up and about, feeling pretty low. Well, let's see if we can't maybe get ourselves killed or something. Let the colony die. Furious is in a daze. He's wandering around in a psychotic state. This happened because of his poor mood. Thankfully, he is not armed. Unfortunately, he's not armed. But, he can go and equip this. And maybe we can rescue the warg? What? It's unconscious. Maybe unreserved for an animal bed. Where the fuck is it? Animal sleeping spot. Got a little bit of meat. Components. Various things. Very slow. Very slowly. So we no longer want to hunt it. We're going to try and tame it. And maybe he'll get eaten or something. I don't know. Grumpy, what are you doing? Praying. Well. There we go. They're attacking immediately. Corin. Corin has a thing. Sandstone Club. Okay. To arms. Colin, you little fucker. Furious is down. No, 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 no. Rescue Furious. Keep going. Is Grumpy starving? He is not. He's actually doing the best he can. And we need another. Something just bumped. Furious can get up again, okay? Does he need help? No. But he's in a pretty bad way. Can we, like, maybe prioritize working on some graves here? Really, I feel like at this point we ought to just all commit suicide here. And what happened to Tammy's body? He slept on his dead wife? Oh my god, Furious. We really lost him. If I'm completely honest, I was expecting that rocket launcher to kill all of them. And just kind of end that in a blaze of glory, and then we'd send Grumpy out on his own to just wander the wastes. But, that didn't happen. It's a shame. It's a real goddamn shame they didn't get to this early, so we could have actually maybe used it. It's rotting already. Is this deteriorating yet? Because it's technically outdoors now. All this stuff. All this stuff. It's got a workplace penalty of being outdoors. The place is a mess. This is just, this is no good for these guys. No good at all. Well, that's not quite the destructive ending I was sort of hoping for here. Boy, look at that. That warg just killed everything on the goddamn map. Just wandered around and around and around. Killed that muffalo. Deadly. Very deadly. It's snowing, I guess. No, it's toxic fallout. Yeah. So, you know. Kind of food binge of Grumpy. Well, we don't really have too much of that, do we? Transit pod. A cave world illuminator named Xena is crashing in a transport pod. She's not affiliated with any faction. Okay, well. We'll try, Xena. We'll try. She's got some stuff. And she's not... Okay. Would you turn this on? Somebody, would you fucking turn this on? He is pigging out. Since we're low on food, that's not so great. Okay, so this croppage is clearly not enough at all. Although, how many... Yeah. So maybe we do need to maintain like that 7x7 or that 8x8 or whatever I had. It seemed excessive, and again, they were just spending way too much time, so maybe we just need different crops, like fewer crops or something. I don't know how to really handle that, I'll be honest. So what do we say? Social, a good miner and a good shooter. She's an apocalypse survivor, true. Well, we have another opportunity here, another chance. Furious needs to go try and tame the warg. Maybe this will kill Furious, I don't know. Grumpy is in a very foul mood. Furious is resting, okay. Yeah, we need to clean things up. And meanwhile, Engie just is awake, constantly awake, staring at the ceiling, going crazier and crazier, trapped underground. Because she can't leave this goddamn area. I don't get this. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't get it. She seems fine. I don't understand the enhanced. She should be able to move. Is she just... What have we done? What have we done? The warg is now hunting Grumpy. Grumpy attempted to, Should have been furious, but I guess it's grumpy. Grumpy now has to go and, what happened to... Whoa! Xena is here. Xena is now here. Xena is working on stuff. Okay. Xena needs to find us more wood. Oh, man. She's tending to Engie. What a horrible existence. I wish we could do something for her. I really would do. I really wish we could figure out why I couldn't do anything for her. Extreme malnutrition, but we must have forced her to eat. Yeah, now, I mean, it says she can't move now, but she was able to. She's unconscious now, that's probably why, but yeah, I don't get what this is. She's got a major artery blockage, but her blood is pumping overtime. I don't know what it means. I don't know why Grumpy even went in here. I thought I sent Furious to go tame this. Man, this is a sad state of affairs that they're just stuck in this bloody hospital room, which is probably doing nothing good for their mental state at all. This is depressing. This is a very, very depressing ending for this colony. Holy shit. That entire herd of Muffalo. What happened? The toxic buildup. The toxic buildup has killed everything. That's why. All of the animals here. So, I mean, it's inevitably going to kill us. The warg is self-tamed. Poo. We now have a poo. Training. Try for obedience and hauling. And we're starving. We're starving because we have no food, because everything on the map is dead. Is that affecting the crops? You'd think it'd be affecting the crops. It's apparently not affecting the crops. Interesting. So I need to expand the crops, but yeah. Well, you know, I mean, that's the experimentation, and really there is no experimentation. We, at this point, with the toxic thing, I mean, would this have been better if we had just moved? Is this happening anywhere else? I don't know how you can tell. I don't know how you would tell. But maybe we could have moved and recolonized, because this toxic cloud is clearly detrimental to me. And I don't know, with only the ability to move 2 days worth and have food, though, I just I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do with there. Clearly, you can't be just like, these simple meals don't do it. The ability to create, you can't even create them. It must be under research then somewhere, maybe, that you can learn to create those food packs that you start out with that seem to last for days and days and days. No? Sterile item, let's see. Packaged survival meal, which never go bad. Yep, that's exactly what you need. So you need to get to there if you're going to start doing expeditions. That's how you do it. Okay. Well, I mean, clearly there's a lot to the game that I was not exposed to, but also have started to learn from. And what happened to that dead colonist? Must have desiccated already. Maybe? I don't know. This was tragic. This ended very tragically. Not quite as gloriously as I was hoping. I was really hoping we were going to come in here and then we were going to release an ancient soldier from that casket, and we were going to just kind of go out in a blaze of glory. Instead, we kind of just ended out in a very, very sad way. I mean, we are under a toxic cloud from which everything is dying, and Engie is trapped inside this horrible prison cell, which is her mind, and everybody is being torn apart, and we have Xena, cave girl, who just came in, and I don't know. Well, I say cave girl, she's 64 years old. Actually, 1,000 years in real time. She's been in cryostasis for quite some time. I don't know. The colony is, as far as I'm concerned, dead. But maybe there's a story. Maybe they've had enough. Maybe they take their final meals and they go for a little bit of a trip. Maybe they go try and visit their friends who are allies at Omafarth, and maybe Omafarth helps them out a little bit, and they are allowed to build there and become part of the tribe. Or maybe they try and ford the river and leave through the desert and the mountains. Or maybe they go out east and attempt to enter the wetlands and find a new colony in a new land. It's somewhere in the tropical rainforest. Who knows? Who knows what the story of the colony is in the future. For now, though, we're done. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I really did actually enjoy this game. This is definitely a game that I kind of feel bad for not getting to sooner and just kind of letting it sit. It's a game that I want to learn to be better at and learn the details of. And maybe someday in the future I'll do a longer Let's Play if I'm able to actually survive long enough for some maybe crazy challenge, or just maybe building a mega city. Who knows? Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next Let's Play.